श्रीमान वेंकटनाथार्य कवितार्किक केसरी वेदांताचार्य वर्यो मे सन्निधत्तां सदा हृति पराशरमुनिं वन्दे कथपौर्वाणिकक्रियं मैत्रेय परिपप्रच्छ प्रणिपद्याभिवाद्य च श्रीवासरङ्गपरकालमुनित्रयाप्तलक्ष्मात्मरक्षणैतुत्युगागमान्तम् आचार्यभक्तिपरिपूतमनर्गशीलं गोपालदेशिकमुनिं गुरुमाश्रयामः. So we have been enjoying Sage Parasarar's wonderful narration to Sage Maitreya when Maitreya inquired about the Srishti, about the various lineages, etc. So it was a generic question, and our Sage Parasara, who is none other than the person who comes in the lineage of Vasishta, Sage Vasishta, and who is the father of Veda Vyasa. So he comes out, he bursts out with Vishnupuranam. We are really fortunate and blessed to have that going across in this platform, and with limited knowledge, Adiyan is trying to share what little I know. So if at all there is anything good, it is due to the credit of the Purvacharyas, the commentators who had so beautifully narrated the Vishnupuranam in a lucid, simple Tamil and Sanskrit. However, if there is anything mistake, errors, it's entirely due to my lack of proficiency or understanding. So last week we briefly touched upon the Krishnavatharam, which we will dwell more on that now. So we saw that the Bhuma Devi went to the Devas, the Chaturmukha Brahma, saying that she has been terribly tortured by the non-virtuous king, the Kshatriyas who have been erring, who have been causing harm to the world, to the Bhuma, by being non-dharmic, and hence Bhuma Devi felt burdened, and she went and appealed to Chaturmukha Brahma. They all went along with Rudra, Devendra, other Devas, Bhuma Devi, to Ksheerabdi, the Ksheerabdinathan, Parkadal, Sriman Narayana. They always go to Sriman Narayana in the Milky Ocean whenever they get into problems, whenever they have threats from Asuras and Rakshasas. So the Devas, led by Chaturmukha Brahma, praise the Lord that he is the Veda Vedyan, Veda Purushan. It is very nice that he shines as the light on the mountain of Nadam, made up of the Saptashwaram. He is like that, and he is the head of Vedas, which is Pranavam, and he is the Tridhama. He is the place. He is the one who resides in three places. One is Sri Vaikuntham as Vaikuntanathan, another is Milky Ocean as Ksheerabdinathan, and in the Surya Mandalam, and the Surya Mandala Madhyavarti, which we utter even during Sandhya Vandanam. He is described in the Upanishad like that. And he has got Pancha Ayudams, the Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Shargam and Kadgam, and like that he has got Pancha Ayudams. So he accepts the offering which is done in the Yajnam. He is integral in the form of our Jivatma as an Antaryami Rupam. He is Varadan, he bestows the grace, the Daya. Like that, Devas have been praising him. His power is completely unbounded. It is not dependent on him. It is on anyone. It is completely unlimited. And all of us, including the Devas, including the Chaturmukha Brahma, all are under his control. And Devas besiege him, pray to him to protect them, because he is Dayadina Vihara. Perumal is overwhelmed with Daya, with Karunyam, because he is divine. So he showed that in the killing of Ravana to protect the sadhus, to protect the rishis, to protect the devas, to protect his devotees. So the Lord is Karunakaran, Paramadayalu. The glory of Perumal, the Vaibhavam of Perumal, the Mahimai of Perumal cannot be ascertained even by the Vedas. Even Vedas cannot reach the boundary, the limit of the praise of Perumal. Yato vacho nivartante aprapya manasa saha. Where the mind, where the words cannot reach, the mind also cannot reach. We think that mind can go anywhere, but even our minds cannot reach the ultimate boundary of the praising of or the Vaibhavam of Perumal. And he appears on different costumes. He appears on different roles, different avatars, different incarnations. Because he and Mahalakshmi take different rupams, different avatars. Just like a leela, just like a divine sport, whenever there is a decline of dharma, he takes these forms, he takes these roles, and he does a great acting on the stage, Arangam. And if people think that he is just like us, Krishna says, Avajananti ma mudhaha. They don't understand me. They are fools that they think I am one among them. He is completely different. He is a different jati. He is not like us. He is a Paramatma. And he shines in the hearts of the sadhus in fullest splendor, in complete tejas. So he is unparalleled. He is limitless. He is the Jagat Karanan. Like that they pray. So the Devas and Chaturmukha Brahma reached the Kshetrabdinathan and saw him on the couch of Adishesha like a rain-bearing cloud, the Neelamega Shyamalan, the Karmega Vannan, dark in hue on a white cloud of Adishesha and on the white milky ocean. How nice it would have been. The Lord Perumal, Sriman Narayana, was accompanied by Sri Devi with lotus in her hand, implying the Aishwaryam, his wealth, his mastery over the universe. The Lakshmi Pati denotes the Supreme Lord, combined with the Daya of Perumal, Daya of the Lord. He is called Sriyapati, she is called Vishnupatni. He was adorned with jewels, ayudams, which are Sukumaram, which is slender, tender, soft, the ayudams. It would never hurt his soft, tender body. It is Sukasparsham, even to touch, it is so soft. And it is Sugandham. And it is well suited to his gunas. It is infinitely auspicious, even the jewels. The qualities are infinitely virtuous. Kalyana Gunams. He has got infinite Kalyana Gunams. He has got Jnana, Bala, Aishwarya, Virya, Shakti, Tejas, Shausilyam, Vatsalyam, Mardavam, Arjava, Sauhardam, Samyam, Karunyam, Madhuryam, Gambhiryam, Audaryam, Chaturyam, Stairyam, Dhairya, Shaurya, Parakrama, Satyakama, Satyashankalpa, Krititva, Kritajnata, Asankheya, Kalyana, Gunaganauga, Maharnavam. He has got so many ocean of infinite auspicious attributes. Like that, Chaturmukha Brahma led the Devas and appealed to Perumal, and they started to tell Perumal that the Rakshasas who were extinguished previously by him, like the moths in the fire, like the puchi which fall into the fire, the Rakshasas fell, but they have come back to earth in the form of Kshatriyas now, and the earth is suffering by their misdeeds. Kamsa, Dandavaktran, Shishupalan are all going to be there, and if the Perumal does not intervene the earth, Bhuma Devi is simply burdened by these Kshatriyas. The earth, which has you as the Rakshakan, should not be allowed to go through this suffering. So here Perumal says, do not worry, I would be born as the son of Vasudeva and Devaki. and I would be born in Yadu dynasty, because Rama was born in Raghu dynasty, and now Krishna is born in Yadu dynasty. So on the when Devaki, we saw last week that Devaki's 8th child would be born to kill Kamsa. Kamsa is Devaki's elder brother, and Kamsa immediately after coming to know from the Ashariri, from the sound in the sky, so he immediately put them in prison, Devaki and Vasudeva. And there were 6 children, 6 boys, and all were killed by Kamsa. And the 7th one, there was a surrogatory birth, and it was transferred to Rohini, the another wife of Vasudeva, and the child was born, that's Balarama. Now there was a daughter born to Yashoda, and Devaki gives birth to Krishna, and these kids were swapped, which we saw last week briefly. But I would like to touch upon the Devaki's pregnancy. When Devaki appeared divine, when she had in her womb the Krishna Narayana, the Narayana who was in the uterus of Devaki, she became completely splendid. She became Tejasvi. She almost shined like Mahalakshmi herself. And she was resorted to, because of the Tejas, the entire prison was shining. And Devaki ate the mud, symbolic of the earth, during her pregnancy, as if she is shown by her action that one who has devoured the whole earth, one who took the entire universe in his mouth during the cosmic dissolution, during the Mahapralayam, and retained the 7 worlds in his stomach to protect the worlds during the Mahapralayam, now is inside her stomach, and hence she took the mud. Generally, pregnant women take little bit of sambal, the mud, because of the taste. She dreamt when she was walking in the prison, slowly she was doing the exercise, up and down walking. She felt that she was walking on a soft bed. It was like a kola, like it was so soft and tender. She was almost feeling like falling down, because it was not a hard floor. It was so soft. Why was it so? She was wondering. The reason is Adishesha appeared on the floor without being seen by Devaki, because whenever Krishna is there, whenever Narayana comes, Adishesha takes as the session. Shendral Kudayam, Irundal Singhasanamam, Nindral Maravadiyam. Shendral Kudayam, when he starts walking, he becomes the umbrella. When he starts sitting down, Perumal, he becomes the Simhasana. When he starts walking, it becomes Paduka. So when Devaki starts walking, because Krishna is already inside, he becomes the floor, Adishesha. And when the Adishesha is the floor, the body is so soft, so Devaki could not place her feet properly. She also had a dream that she was lying on Adishesha and was traveling on Garuda. So it looked as though Adishesha and others were carrying Devaki along with Perumal in order to do Kaikaryam to Perumal. She walked slowly as if not to burden the earth with the weight of Perumal, who is Vishwaguru, who is Sarveshwaran, Sarvarakshakan, the mighty Lord who has the entire universe in him, is in her. So she didn't want to put the whole weight on the floor. He is Jagat Guru. So on the night of Krishnavatharam, the appearance of the dusk, the Sandhya, seemed to denote the appearance of Perumal. The Sandhya, which is personified as a lady, is compared to the form of Perumal because of the Pitambaram, on account of the golden hued dress, the waist cloth. the hiding the sun, the brilliance of the sun in the horizon. It was just setting down. It looked as if Krishna is going to come out. The sun sinking in the ocean seemed to seek some support, and the rays stretched out. It looked like a lotus flower plucked from the pond of the sky by name Sandhya. So the day becoming Ashtami, the 8th day of Krishna Paksham, the dark fortnight. No moon appeared. Darkness spread everywhere. Stars looked like a garland of muttukkal, the pearls, to adorn the Perumal on his avataram. So, Atyadbhutam, it was an Atyadbhuta avataram. Tamadbhutam, it was a great, Srimad Bhagavatam says, that is simply most wonderful. So, the moon being the first forefather of Yadu Vamsam, Chandra Vamsam, the moon tried to come out. The moon rose in the late night in the eastern direction. It looked like Devaki, the moon. The paleness of her is the white light. So it is said that even in Vamanavataram, Lakshmi was in his chest to hide behind the Punal. So even Perumal would come along with Pirati in a subtle form. So in the auspicious time of the avataram, the wicked people, the watchmen of the prison, the gatekeepers were all sleeping, snoring, sound sleep. Kamsa was sleeping. All the good were awake, like Devaki and Vasudeva. All the evils were sleeping. Vadya Gosham of divine instrument could be heard in Devalok. The lamps in the house of Kamsa became extinguished. It became completely dark. There was power cut in Kamsa's palace for no reason. There was no transformer going off. So the anguish in the minds of devotees that what's going to happen. Ashtami was chosen by Perumal as the avataram. Sri and Rohini Nakshatram was chosen by Perumal. On the next day, Navami was going to be the avataram of Yoga Maya for Yashoda. As Vedanta Desika puts it, Ashtami became Prathama and Navami Dvitiya. Krishna appeared in Vrishaba Lagnam when the 5 planets, the Chandra, Angaraka, Buddha, Guru and Shani were in exalted position. Desika describes that he manifests himself as Devaki Putra and the moon, implying that he was not born in the usual way. It is Sambhavami Atmayaya. He only made himself manifest as the moon coming out in the east. So, is the Krishna Avataram, the birth of Krishna, the whole world became happy. The Krishna, when he was born, he was having a Kutti Shankh and a Kutti Chakram, and he was having the jewelry, and he was with his Pitambaram. So he came with complete paraphernalia, and Vasudeva became free from his shackles. All his chains, the Vilangi, all became shattered. And Devaki also. Devaki was having Krishna on his lap. So, and the Krishna was shining like a golden mountain. And the Indra Neela Mani, the sapphire gem, was on her lap. When Vasudeva saw him, he had the color of the ocean, carrying Kutti Shankh Chakra like a toy, and the Gada and the disc. How everything came together is a wonder. Vasudeva prayed to him and to hide his divine form. Otherwise, Kamsa will come to know his true identity. He praised Krishna as the embodiment of Veda Purusha, who came to be born as his son because of his prayers in the previous birth. And Vasudeva and Devaki, previous birth also, they had the Vamana Avatar they had in their previous birth. So now the Lord instructed Vasudeva, do not worry, Kamsa would not be able to find me because I will be going to Gokulam from Mathura, from this prison. I will hide my all the ayudams, and I would not be looking as you are seeing me. And Krishna spoke to Devaki and Vasudeva, do not worry, because of your penance, because of your prayers, and it is my bhagyam, my fortune to be born to you. And so he blessed them, and the Lord instructed Vasudeva to take him to Gokula and leave him there and bring the female child born to Yashoda to Mathura, so that Kamsa will be taken care. So Vasudeva took the infant. Devaki put the little baby who already hid the Shankha Chakra and the Gada as well as his jewelry. He became a normal baby. She put the baby into the basket, and then Vasudeva took the basket on his head and started walking. When he started walking, one by one the prison gate opened. The lock became unlocked. The password everybody knew. So one by one the gate opened. When he approached outside, the gate closed, and the guards were fast asleep. When he approached the street, there was huge rain, heavy torrential downpour, and what immediately Adishesha came on top of the basket like an umbrella. Shendral Kudayam Irundal Singhasanama. Adishesha rushed to perform Kainkaryam to Krishna. So he was above the Lord, and the Krishna was above Vasudeva on his head in a little basket. And the Adishesha had the jewel on his head, the money, and that money, the jewel, can shed light like a torch. So the multi-hooded Adishesha, you can say 5 head or 1,000 head Adishesha, it showered light in the front, so that there was no dearth of light in the dark midnight. So it started walking. Vasudeva started walking, and Garudan was on top of the Adishesha, because Garuda did not want any sprinkle of water on Adishesha and on Krishna and on Vasudeva. So Andal says, Vinatai Shiruvan Melapil Vidiyara Varuvanai. Vinatai Shiruvan is Garuda. Melapil, on his wings, under his wings, Vidiyara Varuvanai. When Krishna was walking along with his friends, cowherd boys, when he went to the forest, there was scorching heat. The sun was shining on top of him. So the poor boy would be feeling hot, right? So what Garuda did, Garuda spread his wings on top of Krishna in the sky, so that the shadow would fall on Krishna and there would not be heat for Krishna. Andal's Anubhavam is unparalleled. So similarly now, Garuda circled around to ward off the evil forces and protected Adishesha and Krishna, spreading his hoods as an umbrella, Adishesha. So Garuda is Shrutimaya, personification of Veda. He is Vedatma Vihakeshwaraha, Yamunacharya mentions. So Garuda was uttering Veda, because Perumal is on procession. Whenever Perumal is taken on Utsavam, there is Veda Parayanam coming behind. So similarly, Garuda was reciting Veda. So Vasudeva carried Krishna came up to the river Yamuna, and river Yamuna was completely flooded. There was no way that he can cross the river Yamuna. Krishna said, just walk, and river Yamuna seemed to part ways, and there was completely pathway in between the river, and Vasudeva started walking through the pathway as if it is a welcome by Yamuna. Vasudeva started approaching to the Gokula. So where, of course, on the other side of Yamuna, Nandagopa was living. So Vasudeva was entering Gokula. So here there was an imagination in the Yadava Bhyutayam by Swami Desika. How did Vasudeva find out the direction to Nandagopa's palace? There was no GPS and there was no guru positioning system also. But there was these the Yellai Devatais, the Pidari Devatais used to be installed in the corner of the street, and that Devata would be with a sword, with the big eyes. There would be in the Grama Devatais would be there in the corner of each village. And these Devatas, when Vasudeva started walking, they would turn their sword towards the direction of Vasudeva. So turn left, turn right, go straight, make a roundabout, take the third right. Like that they were showing the sword. So he landed in Nandagopan's palace. And in Nandagopan's palace there was a female child next to Yashoda, and Yashoda was sleeping. She was not even aware of the baby, which baby she was giving birth to. So knowing the 8th child that is going to be born, Kamsa would be coming, and hence he placed Krishna near the sleeping Yashoda and took the female child near her to Mathura. So knowing that the 8th child would be born, Kamsa came to know in the next morning, because the moment the female child was kept back in prison, it started crying. The moment it started crying, all the prison watchman, security, the locks, everything was intact. It looked as if nothing happened in between. The baby was born, and the crying of Yogamaya brought Kamsa immediately the next day. And Kamsa came rushing and took the Yogamaya by her legs, by her feet. He caught hold of both the feet upside down, and he wanted to strike the baby on the rock like what he did with the previous children, previous infants, previous babies. So the moment he picked her up, she kicked herself free and rose up to the wall of the prison, to the sky. And he warned Kamsa about the birth of Krishna. Hey, fool! You think I am the 8th child? No way! Your baby is already born elsewhere. That's all. It was sharp, it was pungent, it was resonant, it was distinct, it was seasoned, poised. It was her karunai, because goddess Yogamaya Durga was to be known later. She wanted to warn him not to invite destruction for yourself. She was brief, she was unmistakable, she was completely meaningful. She said, don't get fooled, stupid fellow. Your baby is already born elsewhere. Find out where he is. So she said that she was Asesha Surasura Mohini, the deluder of all devas and the asuras. She is the Maya, Yoga Maya of the Lord. She is the destroyer, the Maya that veils the real nature of the Lord. Yavanika. She warned him that his destroyer is in Gokula. So in the Srimad Bhagavatam, the Yoga Maya does not divulge the whereabouts of Krishna. And the scene now changes, and in Gokula, Yashoda regains consciousness from her sleep. And she just, because also all they slept because of the Maya. Perumal is such a Mayan. He makes this Maya engulf us, so that we completely get deluded in material comforts, worldly pleasures, and we forget him. It is Perumal's karunai, grace alone, that can transform us to get rid of this Maya. We will talk about this Krishnavataram further next week. Adiyan Sarvam Sri Krishnarpanamarthu. Kavitarkika Simhaya Kalyana Gunashaline Srimate Venkateshaya Vedanta Gurave Namaha. Dhanyosmi.